So hello, we are back with our new next solution. This is a flattened binary tree problem. So it's not very hard, but it's quite difficult to get the understanding at the first go. So I'll try my best to give you the learning curve or the learning procedure I followed or the thing I understood with some presentations. It would be really great and helpful for you, I believe. So let's start. So the problem is flatten a binary tree to linked list. So we have been given a binary tree like this, and we have to flatten the tree. So first of all, understand the question, what it is saying. So it is basically saying is flatten the binary tree in such a way that all the nodes are shown as skewed binary tree. So as you can see, 2, 3, 4 nodes are represented in the right subtree as a skewed binary tree format. And if you will understand the problem from root if you go to the left subtree, that is 2, 3, 4. So how the 2, 3, 4 subtree looks like this one, right? So this is the main thing. We have to get the left subtree and append it to the head of the head node, and then append the right subtree of the head to the end of the left subtree, append it to the current head. So it might be confusing at the first go. So let's start with the representation. So this was our tree initially. So what we did, this is our left, this is the right subtree 1, 5, 6. What we have to do, we have to just in this space, we have to append this subtree somehow, and this subtree represented is this one. And if we further divide it, we can see 2, 3, 4, that is, it comes as 2, 4, and then 3 comes here. Are you getting it? I think you should be good to get it, because it's pretty simple, like 2, 3, 4 it's here. So 2, 3 and 4, and then 2 and 4 was also in the list, but after that you had to add 3 to the right of the subtree to make it 2. So our current tree is 2, 3, 4 from the left subtree. So our task is to, in this position, add that 2, 3, 4 to the list to make that look like this. If you have any doubt, please again revisit the last few frames. It will be really helpful. Okay. So then let me tell you the approach you should follow. So as you can see, we are traversing in the left subtree first and going until it has reached the null, right? We have reached null in this point 3, and then we are traversing back and appending the 3 to the head node, that is right of the head node, and appending the current right to the right of this 3, right? And obviously making the left of the head node as null. So let me make it clear by writing the function itself. So first of all, if you followed my last 2 videos, you can also see that I have also said that there is also always a base case or concluding case in the recursion, which also helps us to get through the corner cases, right? So what is this here? It is this one. If the provided node is none itself, so do we need to check anything? No, we don't. Another case is if root equal to none, that is the given node is none, or root dot left none, and okay. So what we are checking, if current given node is none or its left or right child is none, so we can be sure that we cannot proceed further. So there is nothing we can do. So we just return simply. So if this is not the case, what we will do, we will check if r dot left not equal to none. In this case, what we will do, we will call the function itself recursively, as I just told you earlier, that we will traverse to the left subtree until and unless it reaches null. So if we call the recursion here, we are sure that it will reach null and return back to the point after this when it has reached the last node of the left subtree, right? So then what we can do, we can take a temp node which will hold the pointer or hold the reference to the right of current node, right? And then what we will do, we will simply add our root dot left to the right of the current head, and after we are done, we will just mark the memory as none to avoid any memory loss or memory leak, right? So it's done until this. What we will do after this, we will take another temporary node. For what? I'll just tell you. We just took another temporary node, and this is for what? Suppose we have got this tree, and currently this is separated, right? One is there, and 2, 3, 4 is added to 1, like this one, right? But suddenly we notice that we have lost the link to this right subtree of the previous head, or the previous right subtree of the head, right? So what should we do? That's why we should take a reference that we have already taken. This is a temp variable holding the previous right subtree, and this is the current right subtree. This is the left subtree converted to right as a skewed form, right? Then what we will do, we will traverse until we get finished of all the nodes in the current right subtree, which is actually the left subtree of the original tree. Just think it slowly and calmly, you will get it. I'm just telling you because you will generate or you will discover the power of thinking. So that's why how we can proceed then. While t dot right not equal to none, what we will do, t equal to t dot right. So what we are doing basically here, we are traversing until and unless the right node of a node in the right subtree, which is actually the left, as I told you earlier, which was actually the left rather in the original tree. That is, we are traversing until the last penultimate point to the, or rather it is the ultimate, sorry, my bad. So this is the last point. We're traversing to the last point and checking if it is none, the right pointer is none, then we are stopping. Okay, so how we are going, so we are starting from this point, then checking if the right pointer is none. No, it's not none. We come to this point. If the right pointer is none, no, it's not. We again come to this point. If the right pointer is none, yes, it is. So we break. So currently our t holds this pointer, right? Then what we will do, yes, you get that right, t dot right will just add the previous link, that is this one, which you had stored certainly, to the current node. So I hope you are getting that. Gradually getting our tree back. Yes, it is. So it's actually back, but suppose in this case there is only one, that is 5 and 6, it's already skewed. But for any example, like if our right subtree was not skewed, so what we would do, suppose there was another node like this one, so it was not skewed. So we again need to call the recursive function to the right to make sure that we don't miss any edge case, if you are getting it. So if I have not done any syntactical mistake, we should be good to go. Yes, it is. Submit it. Hopefully, I have covered all our test cases. Yes, we have done it. So if you haven't got all the things, it's pretty normal because it's not very easy, but not also very difficult also. This is the topic you need to get the intuition of how we can build the recursion, how we are managing the recursion steps. So we are going to the left subtree first, then coming back to the right subtree. After storing the reference of the previous right subtree, we are adding the reference to the current right subtree end. So in this manner, we need to build the recursion. And even if you don't know the question or don't know that you haven't solved the question, we just need to get this intuition right. So after solving many problems and getting this kind of intuition building, you can solve any problem. So my goal is to build that intuition within you. I have done it because I have realized that self-discovering is the best thing we can do. So hopefully you will also generate the same thing, and let me know if you face any issue. Thanks.